Welcome to the Daughter Dearest Podcast with dynamic mother-daughter duo Simone and Olivia Canego, where they discuss the secrets of transformation and how to build bold confidence and unwavering resilience. From intimate conversations with inspiring guests to sharing their personal journeys of triumph and challenge, Simone and Olivia create a supportive space where every woman is encouraged to rise above her fears and love the woman in the mirror. Tune into the Daughter Dearest Podcast and join this special journey of connection and growth.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to this week's episode of the Daughter Dearest Podcast. I'm Simone Canego.
And I'm Olivia Canego.
And yes, we are in person together again because...
Oh, it's my spring break.
Okay, but what is today?
Oh, it's her birthday.
It's my birthday. So we're having a special birthday episode. And guess what we're calling it? Growing up or growing old? I still feel like I'm just growing up. Although...
Are you the kind of woman, not that there is wrong with, I don't know, I don't like the way I phrase that.
I'm
but
not sure what's happening
okay,
here.
ignore the negativity behind this statement, but are you the kind of woman that doesn't feel comfortable sharing her age?
Oh no, I'm 52 years old. I don't care. I mean, an age is just a number.
Yeah.
I know that is an interesting.
That's an
thing.
interesting concept to me because I understand wanting to look younger than you are, but I had never understood like where the pressure comes to be younger than you are.
Well, it comes from society.
Yeah, but I guess the way, and maybe it's just because I'm not at an age that it even matters yet. Okay, thank you. Well, I don't know, 21 years old, but whatever. You made me lose my train of thought. No, I think society pressures us more into looking young rather than being young. So I'm wondering if it was like, because I feel like at least the way that's the way it feels in my generation. And maybe that's just because we haven't gotten to the older ages of life yet, where it's like, oh, you're 30. Don't tell people you're 30. But it doesn't feel like that. It feels like, oh, you just want to look like you're 30. It doesn't matter actually how old you are.
I would say I've never had anybody say to me that, oh, I'm not going to tell my age. I've known plenty of people where I've been at an event and they will be like, oh no, I'm not saying how old I am. I'm like, what?
Yeah, a lady never reveals her age.
Yeah, but I think that's just stupid. Just say how old you are. And guess what? If you look younger than what you actually are, congratulations. Like, fantastic. But who cares? It's just a number. So I always say but sometimes I forget how old I am. That's how old I've gotten, is that actually I was at this event yesterday and this woman said, because I said, I can help you with this thing over the weekend. And she said, well, you can't help me tomorrow because it's your 51st birthday. And I said, is it my 51st? I thought it was my 52nd. And so it is my 52nd. So she looks in her calendar and she has my birth date from 1973. And I was like, okay,
wrong year.
That's really funny. I was like, okay, so I was right about my own birthday, but there are times where I have messed it up.
Yeah. Yeah. But I don't know if that's a getting old thing. I think like past maybe 25, because I guess 25 is when you can rent cars.
Oh, that's funny. That's
but like
the
when
next milestone.
Yeah, I'm trying to think like what are other big milestones, but that are age specific. Like none really, besides being able to rent a car without having to pay like young rental insurance. Or 25 is when you get kicked off your parents' health insurance. That's a big one as well.
I thought that was 26.
Well, yeah. I hope it's 26, but I thought it was 25. 26 gives me one more year of leeway.
But in terms of growing up, like, so I don't look at it as growing old. Yes, I have more wrinkles. I have more aches and pains. I have weird illnesses now. Like, I mean, I have GERD. Who has GERD? Old people. I have reflux disease. Right?
Not to call my mom and her friend group out. I feel like I've mentioned it on here before, but one time I went out to lunch with them and every part of the conversation was just like what ailment they're currently suffering from.
Okay. When we were younger, we used to talk about our children. And now that we're older, we talk about our ailments.
Yeah.
I mean, we're like, okay, we've become those women.
Yeah. It's like full circle.
Yeah.
Back to me, except actually my knees are killing me.
I know. And they are killing me. Trust me. And here's another thing that happens when you get older. And actually your dad sent me this funny reel, whatever, meme, reel, whatever. Reel. Yeah. Of when you have a hangover. So when you're in your 20s and you have a hangover, like you wake up that next morning and you're ready to go.
I mean, I have a hangover and I think the best thing to treat it is going to be continuing drinking.
Yeah, go keep
which
drinking.
Actually, you know, at my ripe age, it is.
Hair of the dog? Sure, maybe.
It's a real thing.
I used to say it probably was. Now I just suffer. But so anyways, like in your 20s, like no big deal. 30s and 40s. And again, as you get older, you don't want a hangover. You don't want to drink so much that you really get a hangover. But 30s and 40s, like a little bit harder to get out of bed. And when you're 50s plus, it's like the scene from E.T. where he's on, you know, his last leg and he's like, oh.
That was genuinely really funny.
Yeah. And that's what it feels like. Like now, if I drink too much, and it occasionally happens, that, oh my gosh, I lose a whole day. Like I can't recover right away. It's really ridiculous. So I try to limit myself.
Yeah. It's definitely not something I suffer from at this. Well, I mean, I get hungover, but
yeah, but you just
I don't lose a
jump
day.
right back into
it takes me like 3 hours and then I'm up and at it again.
Yeah. I would lose a whole day. So, and that is an age thing. So that part of growing old, that is growing old. Like your body grows old, right? You lose a percentage of your muscle mass each year after a certain age. Like all these things that physically happen to you. But I think the mindset is the most important part, right? I had my great uncle, he lived into his 90s, but even in his 90s, his mind was completely there and his attitude was there. He loved life. Like he was so positive about everything. And he did yoga forever. When I was a little kid, I used to do yoga with him, but I really think that he was young. His mind was young. Like he just kept doing things and he was so appreciative for life. He also was in a camp during the Holocaust and survived. And so I think that's part of his attitude on life, his outlook on life was that mindset of being grateful for every day and that learning something new every day. I think that's part of it for me too, is that when I think about if I'm growing old, well, if I think about it as growing old, that means like I'm nearing the end of my life. Like I'm 52, right? I'm not.
Yeah.
I've passed more than past the half point, right? So sorry to tell you, I know you're going to be very sad, but
it was morbid. Jesus, it's like your mom.
Yeah.
I feel like that's the example I want to bring next.
Yeah, but I'm just saying that so I could say, oh, I'm just growing old and just focus on that. Because, there are a lot of people that do. They know, they're like, oh, I'm almost there. I'm almost there. Well, come on. How about what can I learn tomorrow? What can I do tomorrow? What have I not done that I still want to accomplish? And think about it that way. And I think that whole mindset changes everything.
But I'm wondering, okay, maybe just grandma is just unique then. Because God, it's just a recent thing, like in the last year and a half, that my grandma has just like not been able to stop making jokes about herself dying.
Yeah.
I don't know where it came from. Like, she's fine. Yeah, she's fine. There's literally nothing wrong with her. Like, she's losing her memory a little bit, okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's literally it. She's fine. But she's like, oh, I need Jacob, which is like my older brother, to get married and have a grandkid. That's all I want. I want a great grandkid. I was like, what? Grandma, where is this coming from? You have never once expressed this.
Yeah, that was said. And then about 2 weeks ago, she said, I think you need to start calling me every morning to make sure I'm alive in the morning. I was like, what are you talking about? Like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
I mean, I talk to her every day, but like literally I got to call her at 7:30 to make sure that she made it through the night. Like, that just doesn't sound that is morbid to me. Like,
no, but I don't know. It's a recent thing. I'm wondering if it's like full circle moment.
Well, I actually think it started after she hit her head.
That's true.
So when we were in Antarctica and she fell and she hit her head really bad.
The fragility of life.
The fragility of life, yeah. So she hit her head and that was...
Yeah, but like, if anything, me hitting my head at 88 and not dying would make me think, oh, I have like at least 20 more years.
Okay, well, you just aged her.
Oh, is she not 88? Are you kidding? I felt really confident in that.
No, she's turning 85 in June.
Okay, that's not that bad. That's really like
when you're 85... When you're 84, about to turn 85, and you put another 3 years on there.
I'm sorry. I actually apologize.
That's a lot of time, and at that point,
so no one is 88.
no, nobody that's in our family is 88 now. Yeah, good try though.
Oopsies.
So I mean, you're young, so you don't. When you have a birthday, like obviously you just celebrated your 21st, so that was like a big milestone.
It's so weird because like now, obviously I still am excited for my birthday because I feel like the way I see my birthday is like the one day a year where I can just be so incredibly selfish and not feel guilty about being selfish. Like I can just do everything I want without considering other people's opinions. I mean, obviously to a point, I'm not going to go out and murder anybody, but like I can pick my birthday party theme without, or like the dinner I'm eating at without having to consider anybody else.
Yeah, I guess so. I never really thought about it like that.
That's how I see it. That's how I always see it.
But do you think it's going to be different now that you've hit like most of the milestones?
Yeah, for sure.
Like it's not as exciting.
Like, yeah, I will say even like 19 and 20 were not as exciting as 21. And I know it's because you're turning 21, but it's like the years, there's a lot more years with milestones, especially when you're a teenager. It's like, okay, 14, but like 13 is when you become a teenager. That's a big, okay, 14, but like you're starting high school then. 15, that's when you get your learner's permit. 16 is obviously your driver's license.
In Florida.
Oh, yeah,
Not everywhere.
Yeah, but Florida, that's how at least I was raised on it. 17, not much, R-rated movies, but...
That's a big deal.
Yeah. 18 is voting. And I was going to say it's lottery tickets, and I don't think it's tobacco anymore. I actually don't even think it was tobacco when I turned 18.
Yeah, I think tobacco is 21,
Yeah,
right?
I think they got rid of that. See, and then 19 and 20 were just like, yeah. 20 was cool because it was like, oh, I've been alive for like 2 decades. That's dope, I guess. But it's the fun highlight birthdays are really the milestone ones. And now that I'm done with 21, don't get me wrong. Like there's other milestones, but nothing that's like, oh, you turn 30 and it's...
She's still going to milk it on every birthday.
Duh.
Don't you worry.
I'm going to Dollywood this year. I've already planned it.
Oh, really?
Well, yeah, my birthday happens during my final. So after my finals are done, I'm going to go to Dollywood. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, I use my birthday as an excuse to do the things I want to do.
I don't disagree.
Yeah.
I was asked what I wanted for dinner tonight. Like, do I want to go out to a fancy restaurant? No, what I want is I want steak and lobster. That's what I want.
To eat a restaurant-style quality meal in her pajamas. Yeah. And that's fabulous.
You got that right.
Yeah.
I mean, who doesn't want to eat a restaurant?
And it's your birthday, and you're perfectly allowed to do that.
And it wouldn't be as cool like to go to a restaurant in your pajamas because unless everybody was going in their pajamas.
But then it would be like, oh, really? Everyone's going in their pajamas? Like, what's the whole point? I'd rather just stay in.
Yeah. So we're staying in.
Yeah.
And she's cooking. And Rob's cooking. Yeah.
We've been running out and about all morning.
Yeah. Got all kinds of good stuff. So I'm excited for dinner.
I learned something today that this is just...
Will you give me a random fact?
Abby is Jacob's girlfriend. Or girlfriend. That's how it works.
Oh my gosh.
Abby is Jacob. I don't know why I get the words like that confused. Her dad has the same birthday as you.
Oh, that's right. I forgot.
Isn't that interesting?
And Abby has the same birthday as Emma. So.
Oh my God. That is weird.
Yeah. That's weird.
Me and my best friend have the same birthday. And I think that has actually very strengthened. Oh, it's not like strengthened our connection. We're not best friends because our birthday is the same. But it was like a common factor, like in between us, that we built a friendship kind of around.
Bonded them for life.
Yeah, for sure. Now we are bonded for life because our birthday is the same birthday.
Yeah. I can never forget that.
Yeah. You can't.
I've never been a big birthday celebrator. Like, I like it, but for example, on my 40th birthday...
Which one?
Yeah, I know. I will tell that story.
Okay.
My husband wanted to throw me like this gigantic party, and inside my head, and then out of my mouth came, I can't imagine anything worse because I don't like big parties. And poor guy, he had like called friends from my childhood to see if they would be able to come, if he did this party. And then I just killed it because I was like, I wouldn't want a big party. That's just not me. And some people love big parties and some people love celebrating their birthday, and it's like a whole birthday month. So it's not just the day.
Yeah,
right?
Mine's a birthday month.
Yeah. And I'm just the day. And all I wanted to do today, which is I've accomplished so far, it's early afternoon. I have sat on the couch and binge watch a TV show. I've had food brought to me while I'm binge watching my TV show.
Yeah.
And, good day. I didn't have to do anything. I just kind of sat there so far. So I did do the dishes when nobody was watching, but.
Yeah, no one was home. And that's like not my fault. I texted one of the siblings.
Well, they were all sleeping. What are you talking about?
It was like 8 a.m. I get up early, I guess. Whatever.
But I know plenty of people who love celebrating their birthday, and it becomes so personal. Like if you're even late on saying it, not like late the next day, but late during the day.
Yeah, like
they're like, oh, this is so important to me.
Yeah, I love celebrating my birthday, but like once again, as I said before, it's not because it's my birthday, it's because it's an excuse to do everything I want. Also, I was just thinking about it. My birthday for the last 21 years has fallen at a really hard time of year for me because it's finals. So it's like that one little, it's finals, and then it's your birthday. Like, you can do this.
When do you think they first started celebrating birthdays?
That's a great question. I actually don't know.
I think you should look it up.
I want to look it up because I'm curious to think, why do we celebrate birthdays instead of celebrating it as the day your mother gave birth to you?
That was the question I was going to ask, because I find that really interesting that why don't we celebrate, like I should be celebrating my mom today. And not thanking her for giving birth to me, but, celebrating my mom because she went through that whole process. And
I completely agree. Because I feel like celebrations in our society, they have to be for a reason. And the reason should be, she gave birth, not you were born. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So we're celebrating that we made it.
Wow.
Made it to
really
this planet.
Long time ago, actually. The first mentions of a birthday came from ancient Egypt, where large celebrations were put on for the pharaoh. Celebrations were coronation dates symbolic of the pharaoh's birth as a god. The first of these is said to have taken place somewhere around the year 3000 BCE.
It's a long time ago. So we could try to say you should celebrate the person who gave birth to you, but it's never going to happen because this has been happening for a long time.
Wait, that's actually, okay. Now I'm in this whole rabbit hole because this happens.
Okay.
Like any other holiday, the Americans capitalized it, and that's why we do it. It didn't start to become like regularly celebrated until the 19th century by like not really, really rich people. Like obviously the pharaoh was the only one in Egypt, kings and queens, and people that could like afford to take a day off work and celebrate. And then apparently, according to this, like happy birthday is barely 100 years old.
So it's really interesting. I mean, that is really interesting to think that, and then they created everything around it.
Yeah.
I mean, think about like the market for birthdays, not just gifts, but like
everything.
Cakes, balloons, party places.
Every single brand, or most, if not every single brand, if you have like a rewards program, you get a gift on your birthday. Or like you have these random non-profits that you signed up for and you had to insert your birth date on that email you happy birthday.
Yeah.
Like everything is about you on your birthday, which I think is so weird when you think about it.
What's interesting is when you look at, and I don't know a lot about other countries, but just if we talk about Ethiopia for a second. So our two children that are from Ethiopia, they actually didn't have birth dates. Like obviously they were born on a certain date, but there isn't the same kind of record keeping when you're born in a very rural area that doesn't keep documentation. And again, a lot of the people there don't read or write. So your birthday is kind of like, well, she was born when the sun was this high in the sky, or the moon was this high in the sky, and during this season. And so I found that to be really interesting that we focus so much on that specific date here, where not all countries do that and
even
have
looking
the capability
at
of doing it.
Korea is completely different. Not only do they have the capabilities, but they just do it differently. In Korea, everybody is born at age 1, and then they celebrate their birthdays at the start of the year. So everybody that's 1 turns 2 during the new year. At least that's my understanding of it.
I did not understand that.
Yeah, like instead of like, when you're born, I'm at age 0.
Right.
I'm 2 minutes old. Well, they're born and they're called 1 year old.
Really?
Yes. So
I'll
like
have to do some research on
Korean age is different than like American age. Like an American Korean would be like, oh, in Korea I'm blank years old, and here I'm this years old.
Well, that's the other thing about Ethiopia is they have a completely different calendar. So based on when Ari was born, he he's considered a completely different age. I don't remember offhand, but it's such an interesting idea that how much we focus on birthdays here, but in other countries, that's so not the case.
But even if you look at different religions throughout the United States, Jehovah's Witnesses do not, I mean, they don't celebrate anything, but like very clearly do not celebrate birthdays.
Yeah. It isn't. It isn't.
I don't know anything behind that besides they don't celebrate holidays or birthdays. So,
do you think now that you've hit like the 21-year-old mark that you're going to look at birthdays differently, or you're still going to just go all out? And I know we touched on it a little
26, I will, because 22 is like, it's your Taylor Swift birthday. That was literally the only justification I had for any of them. But I think that 26 is when you're like, oh my God, I'm in my late 20s.
Yeah.
I also think it fully will depend at the point I am in my life. So like at 22, when I turn 22, I'll be just finishing up my first semester of law school. So I'm sure I'll be like, hell yeah, I'm 22, I'm in law school. Mm-hmm. But I can imagine maybe if I was like 22 and hadn't finished my undergraduate degree yet, I would not be feeling the same way.
Yeah, I hear you. So when I turned 40, obviously we didn't do the big party, but we still had a celebration with some of our friends. And
I don't even remember what you guys did.
Yeah, but after that birthday, I was 40 forever. So when I turned 41, we were at someone else's party and they gave me a happy birthday, Simone, happy 40th birthday, Simone. We went to a baseball game, an Orioles game, and on the Jumbotron there was, and this wasn't even
it wasn't even her birthday.
It wasn't my birthday at all. It was literally like just a random day of the week, and we just happened to be there. And one of our friends who now thinks that's hilarious that it's my 40th birthday put it on the Jumbotron, happy 40th birthday, Simone. And the best part about that one was that there were other people that were at the game that knew me. I mean, it was a local game, so it was.
The Orioles have their spring training here, so like it's a relatively small stadium, and
she knows baseball. I have no idea.
Yeah, that's all you need to say there. Their spring training game in Sarasota, so it's small, so people know each other.
So she literally says that on the Jumbotron, and I start getting text messages from other people. Oh my gosh, Simone, happy birthday. I didn't know it was your birthday. I'm like, it's not my birthday. It's just a joke. And so today I got a message, happy 40th birthday, Simone. I was like, you know what? I'll take 40.
Do you 40. Feel an obligation to celebrate your birthday with your friends? I know this year you're not.
I don't. I think lots of people do, but I don't feel that I have to. I mean, if they want to, sure, but typically, like, we'll do like a lunch or something. But I don't feel like it's such a big deal to me. So, and I don't have my feelings hurt if somebody forgets.
Yeah, because I can't remember anybody's birthday. I literally am so bad at it. Noah, I know his actual date, but when he was like, oh, did you know I was turning 18 in a couple months? I was like, no. Honestly, no clue how old you are. Emma, no clue. Jacob, I confidently, apparently I'm really bad with ages. I was at a lunch with my aunt and I was like, yeah, Jacob's turning 25. And she was like, no, he's not. I'm pretty sure he's turning 28. I was like, what the hell? Like, where'd that come from? And she was right.
Happens fast.
Yeah. I just like have a hard time, I guess, remembering that other people age while I age.
Everybody's aging every day.
I know. I'm really focused on myself, I guess. That's all I'm saying.
Hello. But the idea of your mindset around aging, like for me, I mean, you're going to have a totally different opinion, but I think we focus so much on the age and we need to start focusing on what we're doing and what we're accomplishing and the fun that we're having and the new things that we're trying versus, oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm 52 years old.
Yeah. Oh. I think, again, like I've been 21 for almost, a little bit more than 4 months, if I think, whatever. I can't do math.
Yeah, you can't do math.
I can't do math. I can't remember ages, whatever. But now it just feels like the categories of people in my head are like people that can't legally drink and people that can. And I like, that's just how I see it. I guess.
It's pretty interesting, actually.
Yeah. So, but I especially right now with my age and like drinking culture being the way it is, like you either have friends you can go out to drinks with or friends that are not old enough to go out to drinks with you.
Yeah, but don't most people have fake IDs anyways?
Yeah. But okay, yeah, but the explanation behind that is you don't know if it's going to work.
Yeah, I guess not. I have no clue.
Yeah.
I used to use my sister's ID.
I never used my sister's ID, actually. She wouldn't give it to me.
I don't think I can get in trouble for that now, can I?
No, there's definitely a statute of limitations.
Yeah, actually, the funniest story was, so obviously things were so different back then, and we didn't have computer systems like we didn't.
Yeah, did they have to scan yours?
No, there was no scanning. They would just look at it. It was almost some people probably even had like laminated paper. I mean,
why not?
Yeah, it was nothing like it is now. And we both ended up at the same bar one night, and and the bouncer said to me, "Weren't you already here?" And it clicked. Luckily it clicked, and I was like, "Oh, I had to go get something from my car." I was like, "Oh my gosh, what is the chance she's at the same?"
I mean, it's actually pretty. City, they lived in the same college town. Like, it was not a city.
Okay, sorry.
I don't know.
Town.
Like, that would have been. Hello, coordinate better.
Well, we didn't have cell phones, so like.
Yeah, that's also scary. Cannot believe that was a time. It's kind of scary that this is just a real tangent about cell phones but I can't believe you guys could go out in the 80s, like, and going out, I mean, like, to bars and clubs and have an element of safety without iPhones or without phones in general. Like,
I mean, there were some scary things that
I can imagine. I mean, you got a whole serial killer living in your...
Yeah, we did have a serial killer.
She went to Gainesville or UF for college. Look that up if you're curious. But now it's unheard of.
What?
To go out without a phone?
Oh, yeah.
That's a huge safety risk. What if you get lost? What if you get separated?
Well, it is a huge safety risk.
And back in the day, that wasn't even an option. And yet...
Well, we didn't know it yet, right? You don't know what you don't know.
But I'm saying, like, did more people die?
Okay, this is an episode for a different day because
I need to write this side conversation down.
Because I do think...
We should talk about tech.
Yeah, I mean, tech. Yeah. Because things have changed so much. But so that was my best story of, like, ending up at the same place with her. But yeah, no, you didn't scan IDs. You didn't have... And nobody really cared as much as they do now.
So when is your sister, like, born? She doesn't have a similar birthday to you, right?
No, she's November.
So I will say in our family, we have 3 March birthdays. 3? Yeah.
Me, Ari, Emma.
It's a lot.
It's a lot to keep track of.
Well, it's just like a lot in 1 month. I always thought, like, I would probably hate it. Not even, just sharing a month would be fine. But, like, imagine being born in the same week as one of your siblings.
I have a friend who their child was born on their birthday. So
that's
they
not that
shared. Weird. Well, the mom and daughter share a birthday.
Well, yeah, but that's
weird. I think
it would be what I'm saying is, like, if you had Emma and then I was born like March 8th, or if I was born March 7th 2 years after.
Yeah,
that would create issues. But with your mom and your daughter, that's like fun. That's mom and daughter's fun.
Yeah, I think that for you it creates issues because you're all about you.
Yeah.
Oh, harsh.
I share my birthday. I do. I literally share it.
You're funny. You're funny. Yeah. I don't know. I think that birthdays are fun and it just doesn't really matter so much to me, right? I just feel like...
What's the favorite birthday gift you've ever gotten? Because you're not really big into gifts.
My favorite thing that I ever get for my birthday is a new pair of cool sneakers.
Hint. You use... Okay. It's not even a hint. You know what? Okay, not even the point. I feel like you use your birthday as an excuse to get shoes, and that's fine.
Yeah, I think so. I don't know what my coolest birthday present was. I think I'm gonna take that back. Actually, for my 50th and your dad's 60th, we went to South Africa, and that was like a really such an amazing trip. I mean, we both chose to do it. It wasn't like, here's a surprise. I'm not so big on surprises either, obviously. Yeah. I'm kind of controlling.
Yeah. Okay. I didn't mean to agree with that so erase that.
I think you did agree with that, though. You didn't bring your calendar home.
I actually did, and I don't have it.
Oh,
and I'm not going to run upstairs and get it, but I actually do have it.
I'll have to read it later to see how it like helps me.
I don't know if I can like come up with something about birthdays, but
birthdays should be happy.
They're not. Yeah, and don't worry about aging because like literally no one else cares.
Yeah, I think we care about it for ourselves, right? Or the people that do care about it, they're focused on it, but other people are not focused about your age. And I do think because of skincare routines and all these other things that we do look much younger now than we did when they didn't have all those things.
Yeah.
So
we literally know what's like sunscreen is. You'll instantly look younger because we know what sunscreen is.
Yeah. The amount of skin cancers I've had, that's another episode. The amount of skin cancers I've had because I used to use baby oil. I remember all the times that I fried.
That's actually insane to me that we don't need to, but yeah, you will, like, we're in a time and day and age where I feel like you can't really tell someone's age based off of the way they look, regardless of the person's actual age, whether they're like a 13-year-old who looks like an 18-year-old or vice versa.
Yeah, true.
Like I know 18-year-olds that look like 13-year-olds.
Yeah. I think that as you get older, though, I think you will continue to look young because you've known to take care of yourself since you were little.
Oh my God, that was so nice that you think I take care of myself. I put sunscreen on.
We didn't do any of those things. We didn't know. And my mom didn't know. Although every time my mom always used to use Coppertone. I mean, I still remember every time I smell it, it reminds me of our trips to Florida. Because she had very fair skin.
Yeah, yet it didn't really work. She actually also got a bunch of skin cancers. So,
but I think when she was younger, she didn't.
Oh, that's right.
They didn't have money. It's not like you.
Yeah,
would just
that was
go
definitely
to the
just like
store
not
and
a thing that
sunscreen.
they. Yeah. Fair point. Okay, still use sunscreen. It works.
Yeah, it helps.
I can tell you, it does.
So, but yeah, I think as each generation, it's going to be interesting to see how long people live and what their skin is like as they get older, because now we are so focused on taking care of ourselves.
That should be the beauty of aging, is that we are like entering a new age of society in the world where we don't know the future yet. The future is literally in our hands. So think of like the opportunity to even grow older is fantastic. Because if you were in the bubonic plague era, like neither of us would be around this long.
Oh, and let's leave with that happy thought. Yeah.
Yep. No more said.
Yeah. So I'm going to go finish celebrating my birthday. Can't wait to go have my fantastic dinner that my family's making for me.
I will be going to finish said dinner.
Oh yeah.
So
she's got to cook half of it for me. So her and her dad cooking away. But thank you so much for joining us on my birthday celebration episode. I am not growing old. I am growing up, and I'm going to continue with that mindset forever.
Yeah.
You too.
I will. There's no way I'm going to grow old. I'm too fun.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So are you.
So thanks so much for joining us. We'll see you next time.
Bye, guys.
Thank you for listening to the Daughter Dearest Podcast with Simone and Olivia Canego. We hope this episode has made your day just a little bit brighter and given you the inspiration you need to confidently go about your week. Always remember to be authentically you. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you never miss an episode. And feel free to connect with them on Instagram at Daughter Dearest Podcast, at Simone Canego, and at Olivia Canego. Till next time.